Okay, so once again, I'm doing this only because some of my students want to hear me talk about life story while speaking at a normal speed or natural speed, I should say. That's why I'm doing a video again here. If you're here for that, great. If not, then you can exit this video. Well, today's topic is a job interview nightmare. Now, you might already know that nightmare means a bad dream or a scary, unpleasant dream. Here in this context, though, when I say job interview nightmare, the word nightmare means an unpleasant experience, a bad experience. And you can even use the word nightmare to describe a person who is very difficult to deal with. Now, but anyway, here I'm describing an unpleasant or a bad job interview nightmare. So anyway, a couple of years ago, I applied to a private school in Burnaby for a teaching job, and the same week that I sent in my resume, I got an email from the school's receptionist to go in for an interview with the director. Obviously, I was excited to get an opportunity for the interview. However, when I arrived, I was utterly disappointed. Why? Because, well, I arrived a few minutes early, which is what you're supposed to do for job interviews, and I waited in the front reception area. Now, I learned that the director of the school wasn't even there yet, so I was just waiting for a bit. And a little after my interview was scheduled to start, I looked out the window and saw a car pull into the parking area outside. So I assumed it was the director whom I was supposed to have the interview with. But talk about being unprofessional because, first of all, she was late. That's not the biggest problem because there were plenty. Now, when the director entered the building and came to the reception area, she called me by a different name, thinking I was a different applicant. So seriously, like, come on, like, you don't even know which applicants you're scheduled to meet at what time. So that's not very professional, I thought. Anyway, the director and I went into her office for the interview. And from the way that she was looking at my resume, I got the impression that she was reading it for the first time. So in my mind, I thought the director had never read my resume before. And basically, her receptionist was the one screening resumes that came in from applicants, and the director wasn't the one who did that. I mean, sure, companies do this kind of thing, I understand, but it also means it wastes everyone's time if the director was only reading my resume for the first time when I was there at the interview. I realized that the director was reading my resume for the first time at that interview because she started criticizing me and scoffing at my qualification and experience. She was making unprofessional comments like, "Oh yeah, I know that school. They're a Mickey Mouse school. They're not that good. They don't know what they're doing. I know all the schools around here." So she was basically referring to a school that I had worked at and one that I had listed on my resume. That's fine, but she was being very unprofessional about it. She then asked me how I would teach a certain class, and I explained my philosophy, and again, she just scoffed like she had all the right answers, and I didn't. Again, very unprofessional. She began talking about how she had come over from Hong Kong and she was bragging about how her daughters were going to become doctors and so on. She was basically showing off, and I had no idea why. Anyway, during the interview, she was hostile, I thought, and basically was talking down to me. The last thing, though, was when she strongly implied that she preferred to hire Caucasian instructors. I mean, this happened in 2015, and it's sad that we still see racism in our society. This is really sad. Because I made a comment about how perhaps certain schools hired only Caucasian teachers, and she interrupted me by saying, "Yeah, we're like that too. We're like that as well." So to me, it was implied that she preferred white instructors. Again, whoever decided to bring me in for the interview was, just being lazy because my name is pretty unique. So all you had to do was Google me, and you can see what I looked like. Why would you bring someone in for an interview when you're definitely not going to hire that person? It's just so you can waste their time and insult them. So I mean, she seriously made insults towards me by talking about how a school that I worked for, like how bad that school was, and just made the interview all about her children and all about her kids being so intelligent. She was very pretentious, very arrogant and rude, and really disrespectful. I think the best thing for them to have done was just to do the homework by checking my resume more carefully before getting me to come in for this interview for nothing. And it's pretty sad that we have people like that in our society. She might be successful, she might have successful and smart children, But whatever. Like, she herself totally lacked class and professionalism. Good thing I don't work for people like that. Anyway, again, that's a lot of information. I hope you understood all that. It's more of a serious topic, but any questions, feel free to ask, and we'll do another video next time.